Well, welcome back to Prospect Hut, and of course, hopefully you like this video, hit that subscribe button. So the Mets are done with the Major League Draft. Major League Baseball is done with the Major League Draft, and now we're going to start talking about the players the Mets specifically drafted. And I've done a video already on Mets #1 pick, Carson Bench from Oklahoma State. And we're going to do more stuff on this. Just whatever information I can get for you on this channel, I'm going to do it because I love the Mets. I want to see the Mets win. I want to see the Mets prospects do well, and the players do well, and the organization do well. And this is a really deep dive. I try to find as much information as I can when it comes to the Mets minor leagues. And this channel is basically dedicated to the Mets minor leagues and their prospects, mostly, for the most part. But here we have MetsMinors.net, which is a great site. And I thank them for putting this stuff out and me to relay this information to you. From the 2024 MLB Draft, Mets go college heavy with day 2 picks. Now, I'm a little behind because there's so much stuff going on with the baseball I've been trying to catch up. With day 2 of the 2024 MLB first year player draft in the books, the Mets now have 10 new players, assuming they sign in their organization. If there was one common theme to look at with day 2, it's that the Mets leaned heavily on adding collegiate talent. 7 of their 8 picks on Monday were college players, and they have drafted 9 players so far. The Mets started day 2 by adding Mississippi State right-hander Nate Dome in round 3, slot value of $934,000. Dome is an intriguing addition because of his ability to light up the radar gun, his fastball, and his ability to throw 4 pitches for strikes since transferring to Mississippi State in 2023. Now, I would mention, I'll have scouting reports on every one of these players on this channel. Here is the latest on Dome from MLB Pipeline. A healthy Dome carves up hitters with a fastball that averages 94 miles per hour and touches 97 with explosive carry up in the strike zone. He can miss bats with both of his breaking balls, getting a lot of empty swings with his mid-80s slider and a ton of chase with his deep 79 to 82 mile per hour curveball. He lacks feel for a too firm changeup in the upper 80s, though it flashes some promising fade. This past year, Dome went 4-0 for a 1.23 ERA in 8 games. He showed excellent command with just 4 walks and 29 1/3 innings. The question with Dome is going to be his health. He had a forearm strain in April, the second one he has had in his collegiate career. Dome went from the bullpen to the rotation to begin the 24th season, so it will be interesting to see the Mets' role for him. With his ability to miss bats, he could be a mid-rotation start or one of those multi-inning relievers that have become very valuable in today's game. The Mets went for their second outfield of the class in round 4 when they took a left-handed bat, Eli Serrano III, out of North Carolina State. Serrano III will have a familiar face in the Mets organization with him, as he was teammates with current Rumble Ponies outfielder Ryan Clifford in high school. Back in January, Prospects Live talked about Serrano's ability to show good plate discipline. That is evident by the fact he has drawn 60 walks at NC State over the last 2 years. He runs a solid contact rate from the left side and draws a plentiful amount of walks, showcasing solid field to spray the ball to all fields. His power potential is outrageous with his potent bat speed and a highly projectable frame, mashing the ball up the middle and to the pull side. This year, Serrano switched from first to the outfield for the Wolfpack on their own to berth in the College World Series. He comes from a professional baseball family, as the San Francisco Giants drafted his father Sammy in the second round in June of '98. One of the highlights of his year came in a game against Campbell back in April, when he hit a game-tying home run in the bottom of the ninth. New York's lone prep pick of the first 2 days came in the 5th round when they took shortstop Trey Schneider, a right-handed hitter from Liberty North High School in Missouri. Schneider is committed to Tennessee at the moment. According to Perfect Game Baseball, Schneider has a good swing and is a player with many upsides as he continues to develop. Quote, big and strong athletic ability and build. Right-handed hitter has a simple load and trigger and an easy rhythm to his swing. Sinks into his back hip well, effortless swing mechanics that result in big bat speed. More line drive swing playing at present, with big bat speed and consistent 100+ mile per hour exit velocities, high ceiling offensive talent. Schneider had a strong 24 season, leading him to be named the Gatorade High School Player of the Year in Missouri. As Prep Baseball Report points out, he performed very well against some of the top competition in the state. If he decides to go to the Mets, it'll be fun to watch his offense develop if he's hitting the ball this well at just 18 years old. When people talked about the Georgia baseball program in 2024, a lot of talk was around Charlie Condon, who went 3rd overall to the Colorado Rockies. The Mets grabbed his teammate in round 6 by taking left-handed hitting first baseman Corey Collins. In a tough 8 SEC conference, Collins was the best hitter in the country at getting on base, 574 on base percentage in 52 games. He had a slash line of 345, 572, and 772 slugging percentage with 20 homers, 58 RBIs, and a 1346 OPS. Wow. Even though he just started learning first base this year, he's a player where the power will be the story. He's an interesting player. Collins still focuses almost entirely, exclusively on launching balls to his right pull side, but his shorter stroke has enabled him to make more consistent hard contact and get the most out of the plus raw power. His bat speed allows him to catch up to the fastball and has feasted on heaters while hitting in front of potential #1 overall pick, Charlie Condon. He also no longer is helpless against breaking balls and changeups. He works deep counts and excels at getting on base via walks and being hit by pitches. Back in March, Collins showed off the power in a big way when he had 3 home runs in Georgia's 18-6 win over Wolford. On the afternoon, he went 4 for 5 and drove in 8 runs. For the final 4 picks of day 2, the Mets stayed exclusively right-handed pitching to build up some of their depth. In round 7, the Mets selected Will Watson out of USC. Watson was selected in the 20th round by the Seattle Mariners in 23 when he was at San Joaquin Delta College in California, but he was elected to go to USC. Watson went 5-2 with the Trojans with a 3.93 ERA in 16 games. One of his better games this season came in the Pac-12 tournament against Oregon, when he had 7 strikeouts and allowed just 1 run over 6 innings. As Tyler Blakeward pointed out on X, his arsenal of pitches may make him more suited for a reliever role down the road. This is just an incredible amount of detail in this. If you like velocity, then the Mets' 8th round pick might be the player you watch. Ryan Lambert had just 1 year at the University of Oklahoma. They picked a lot of Oklahoma players. I'm so happy. I have no idea. But he was able to get the fastball velocity up to 102 miles per hour on the radar gun with a power cutter and a curveball. Lambert did battle some command issues in college, 12 walks in 23 games. With that being said, in a small sample size in the MLB Draft League this summer, he had no walks to go of 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. In round 9, the Mets went with Houston right-hander Jackson Jokin. Like Watson, Jokin was drafted in 23, but he elected to go to Houston after playing college baseball in Nebraska in 22, and then at South Mountain Community College in 23. Jokin ended up being Houston's opening day starter this year, and he had a 4.19 ERA in 7 starts. Despite the small sample size in terms of outings, he was able to put up strikeouts at a good rate, 46 and 34 in the 3rd innings, and he had at least 6 strikeouts in 5 of those starts. Jokin has a fastball that gets up to 97 to go with a slider and a changeup in his arsenal. As Future Stars series points out, Jokin has the ability to get a good amount of spin on his off-speed pitches that have made him one of the best pitchers in the conference. His secondaries included low 80s slider curveball, whose shape and velocities tend to blend together. Nevertheless, they're both of the high spin variety, and he does both with conviction. He also does a changeup with massive fading life, projecting above average. It's a bouncing profile suggesting a reliable floor to go with some upside. For their last pick of day 2, the Mets went with Oklahoma right-hander Brendan Gurton in round 10. Gurton was I'm so happy about this. I guess the Mets really scouted at Oklahoma. Was an in-conference transfer as he went to the Sooners from Texas Tech. He showed a good strikeout total in 2024, but his problem was the walks. Gritton is another pitcher who will be mainly a reliever, but if he can figure out the command, he has the pitches to be successful. And of course, the draft finished on Tuesday, and we'll talk about that in overview. And again, I'll have plenty of scouting reports on all these players. I'm going to continue to give you updates on the Mets farm system here. And I want to thank you for coming by. Please subscribe, and I'll see you later.